Welcome to Man That's Cooking. In this video, we're going to show you how to make Pellet smoked jalapeno popper dip. This is a great game day recipe and you can do all the prep work a day ahead. First, you want to cut off the opposite of the root end of a head of garlic. Put some olive oil on it and then wrap it in some foil. Next, you want to rub the olive oil on your jalapeno peppers and your poblano peppers. Then you want to put 8 slices of bacon on a cooling rack like this so the grease drips down into the pan. And roast this in the oven at 375 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Next, shred the 8 ounces of Sharp Cheddar, 14 ounces of Mexican melting cheese, and the 8 ounces of Colby Jack. After 30 minutes of the oven time, take everything out, and you want to flip the peppers over. And then we're going to go ahead and put the peppers back in. Bacon's okay, that's good and done. If you have thick bacon, you might need a little more cook time. After 20 to 30 more minutes, take the peppers back out and put them in a container and seal that container. And that's going to steam the paper-like skin off of these peppers. And for this dip, we're going to use a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise and 1 cup of sour cream. And then we've got 8 ounces of cream cheese that have softened on the countertop for about 30 minutes. And now the peppers should be cooled and steamed properly, so now you should be able to peel the skins off just like this. So we're going to dice up these peppers and cut them down into small chunks. And of course you want to remove the seeds, unless you want to keep yours in. That's fine. You do you. And here's the poblano, so it's roughly the same. So just cut off the stems, remove the seeds, and peel off that skin. This recipe uses 6 jalapeno peppers. If you think that's too much, dial it back. If you want more, add more. Why not add some habaneros if you want to spice it up? Now on to the bacon. So you want to use a paper towel to sop up any of that grease off that bacon because, you know, that'll give you 1 or 2 extra days on Earth. And then use your knife and break it down into little bits. And there's no way you can resist grabbing a couple of these and munching on them. And now let's work on the roasted garlic. So remove it from the foil and squeeze it Dr. Pimple Popper style. And then break it down a little bit and put that garlic into the bowl. And now you want to mix everything together. And if you have a stand mixer, that makes this a lot easier. Although the dough hook attachment didn't quite work so well. That cream cheese and the shredded cheese was kind of heavy, so it seemed like the dough hook would do a better job, but it really wasn't blending together, so on to the paddle attachment. And so now you can put this in the refrigerator overnight, and the next day you want to make your breadcrumb topping. So melt 1 tablespoon of butter and slowly stir in 1 cup of Panko breadcrumbs. And this is optional, but it gives you that TGI Fridays jalapeno popper style. Rest in peace, TGI Fridays. Next, transfer the cheese mixture to a large cast iron skillet, or you can use a lasagna foil pan. And if you decide to do the 2-day cook method, putting your cheese in the refrigerator makes it a little more solid and a little more difficult to work with. And then you want to fire up your smoker at 275 Fahrenheit. And you can use competition blend or something light, kind of like apple or pecan. And once your smoker reaches temp, add the cheese dip to the smoker, and don't put the breadcrumbs on yet. We're going to do that later. Take a look at this. We're starting to get some color. And by the way, you might have noticed the rack of ribs. So we're actually cooking this at 235 Fahrenheit. And that works too. It just isn't going to cook as fast, and it's not going to melt as quickly, but it works in case you want to cook a couple things at the same time. So this cook should take at least 45 minutes. If you want to keep it on longer, that's up to you. And stir it a couple times so that you fold in the surface layer, which is nice and smoky, into the rest of the cheese mixture. And when you're finalizing this cook, go ahead and add the breadcrumbs and put it back into the smoker and let it cook for about 10 to 20 minutes. And if you want to get fancy, you can add a couple thin slices of jalapeno pepper on the top of this. That'll make it look like you know what you're doing. Alright, back in the smoker it goes, and then a little later, this is what we've got. And you want to let this cool down for at least 10 to 15 minutes. If you've got an aluminum pan instead of a cast iron, it's going to cool down faster. But then after it cools down, get yourself your favorite chips and dig in. And scoops are always the best chip for a dip. And as you can see here, this is a lot of dip, so you better have a bunch of people ready to eat this. It's good stuff. Take a look at this. Does that look good? I know you want some. Let's take a bite. Oh yeah, look at that. You can see all the peppers in there. Kind of can see the bacon. Yeah, there's some bacon right there. Look at that. What would go great with this is our smoked bacon wrapped jalapeno recipe. You just double down on most of the ingredients and perfect, you've got a second appetizer. But hey, back to this dip. Look at this. Oh yeah, this is cheesy, creamy, bacony pepper deliciousness. And you're gonna love it. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, click like. Click subscribe to get other videos from us in the future. Check out our website, manthat'scooking.com. You'll find this recipe there, and maybe a few others you might like.